Happy New Year! Out with the old and in with the new. Welcome to the Exposing Grief YouTube channel and happiest of Decembers to you. These classic sayings of the new year, Happy New Year, out with the old, in with the new, may not fit for those who are walking and honoring a grief journey. A new year typically represents a fresh start for some. It can also represent leaving behind the battles from the previous year for some. However, for someone like yourself who is grieving and trying to walk and honor a grief journey, this idea of a fresh start and leaving behind the battles of the previous year could also communicate leaving your deceased loved one behind, which then fuels that very valid fear of forgetting your loved one. So for this month, December, as we close out 2022 and we enter and transition into 2023, I want to provide you with kind of a 3-phase exploratory process to identify and establish grief wishes. So instead of identifying and establishing New Year's resolutions, because those may not fit like every other typical New Year piece, I want to walk you through identifying and establishing New Year's grief wishes. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. This exercise I'm going to walk you through was inspired by Rascal Flatts' song My Wish, which is below in the box if you want to listen to it. And as we enter into the new year, I don't hope for New Year's resolutions for you, but rather fulfillment of grief wishes. My wish for you in this upcoming year is that you find a way to carry your deceased loved one from the previous year over to the new. My wish for you this upcoming year is for you to continue remembering your deceased loved ones and honoring your grief journey. My wish for you in this upcoming year is not out with the old and in with the new, but rather joining the old with the new. To help you in this process, I'm going to guide you through a 3-phase exploration exercise that's going to allow you to identify not New Year's resolutions, but grief wishes for yourself, your deceased loved one, and your grief journey. Let's dive in. To help you identify and execute your New Year's grief resolutions for yourself, I invite you to explore the following questions. So have a pen and paper. You can pause the video, whatever you'd like to do, and don't feel like you need to have answers to these right away. But here are the questions for yourself. How do you want to show up both inside and outside of your grief? How will you allow for and utilize grief breaks in the new year? What's an area outside of your grief you'd like to explore? And this doesn't necessarily have to mean therapeutically either. It could be exploring a new hobby or a fun pastime. So take some time to explore these, identify what you want these to be, and then keep checking in throughout the new year and see how you're doing on your grief wishes for yourself. When walking and honoring a grief journey, it's not uncommon for some to feel like there are some unresolved issues with your deceased loved one. Some may also have this sense of there's just so many things left unsaid that I never got a chance to communicate. And for some, they might be questioning, I just want to know if they're okay and where they are now that they've passed on. So to address some of these, what I like to call remote grief areas, I want you to explore these following grief wish questions for your deceased loved one. What do you hope or wish for your deceased loved one now that they've passed on? You have the opportunity to share with your deceased loved one something that was left unsaid. What are you sharing? And what do you want your deceased loved one to know as you transition into a new year? So again, explore these, have some answers, and then check in throughout the year and see how you're doing on them. Lastly, phase 3 is truly here just to help you continue finding growth within your grief journey, allowing you to grow around that grief, carry the loss with you, because as we know, grief never ends. It just transforms over time. So to ensure we're getting that continued growth, I want you to explore these following grief wish questions for your grief journey. What growth have you seen in your grief journey this year? So that's the year that we're closing out. Where would you like to continue to grow within your grief journey in the year to come? And are there new areas of growth within your grief journey you'd like to explore in the upcoming year? So again, explore, sit on it. Don't feel like you have to identify something right away, but once you have these new year grief wishes, carry them with you throughout the year and check in and see how you're doing. I'm curious how all of you feel now that we have maybe a little bit more direction or a little bit more clarity of how we're going to close out this year, 2022, and enter into the new year of 2023 with not New Year's resolutions, but New Year grief wishes to give you some sort of guidance and direction. With everything, know that it's flexible and this stuff can change and it may not look the way you originally thought, but it's okay. At least you have some sort of map right now to guide you into the new year that's going to help you stay proactive within your grief and achieve whatever sort of growth, unresolved areas that you might want to explore. Whatever it is, that is up to you. I hope you found this 3-phase exploration grief wish exercise helpful. If you have questions, concerns, anything, my contact information is always below. If you want more guidance around this, you can definitely schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me. I'd be happy to discuss with you what that process might look like. If not, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss anything else coming in the new year. We will be back in the new year. I'm excited to bring all new, fresh content. Have a good rest of your holiday season, whatever that looks like if you choose to honor that. And I wish for you to join the old with the new in this upcoming year. Take care.